We must learn that this electric universe of motion is divided into wave cycles, which are equally divided into opposite expressions. Also that our actions in all of our human relations are wave cycles, which must balance their actions of giving with their consequent reactions of re-giving. Likewise, we must learn that the giving half of each cycle must precede the re-giving. When we learn to practice that inexorable law of nature fully, civilization will then progress steadily, and mankind will find happiness in its resultant unity. Until that time comes in man's unfolding, he will continually be broken to the extent of his own breaking of cosmic law. Our only hope of a resurrection of our dying civilization lies in a sufficiently greater comprehension of the nature of the God for whom mankind is searching, to enable him to both comprehend and obey God's cosmic law of love upon which his universe is founded. When we learn that nature never takes anything which is not given, and that the cosmic law of love is based upon giving and re-giving equally, we shall have advanced far toward our spiritual goal. Likewise, when we practice that law of rhythmic balanced interchange in all transactions between the opposites of nature, we shall have advanced so far physically that our entire civilization will be assured of its eternal continuity instead of being continually condemned to periodic destruction. Man's purpose on earth is to build happiness, peace, and goodwill on earth. He can find peace, happiness, and goodwill only as he ceases building chaos. He has been building chaos and expecting his chaos to crystallize into a unity. That is impossible. It is incredible that man cannot see the impossibility of finding peace and happiness through practices which make peace and happiness impossible. The time has now come when man must find that the whole universe is purposeful, and that each thing must fulfill its purpose. Also, he must find that purposefulness lies in the direction of law and order, not in the direction of chaos. It has taken man a long time to arrive even at this state of unfoldment, where he now knows that greed, selfishness, and disunity cannot build a stable civilization. The incredible thing is that he thought it could. Millions of years ago he began his journey as an actor in this divine drama, unaware of a single line of his part, learning it line by line, experience by experience, down through the ages from one incarnation to another, from body to body, from record of soul and body to record of soul and body, a continuity of life which began in the beginning for everyone as an individual single cell. And individuality has kept pace with its gradual growth as each actor fulfilled his purpose on earth by playing his part line by line as it came to him out of the dark. Once when I was in Washington, some people told me there was a very interesting machine that counts, adds, subtracts, multiplies, and calculates the most complex mathematical problems, accomplishing in a few moments what a great mathematician could not finish in months. It took years to make this machine, for there were many thousands of parts to it, and the experimentation was in process for years. I was invited to see this machine. When I got there, a few little parts of it were assembled. They were working, doing something collectively, but the greater part of it was distributed and in boxes. There were thousands of separate little pieces of metal, large pieces, wheels with gears, shining metals and dull metals, castings, and finely cut parts, big and little, complex and simple, lying all around the great room on chairs and in boxes, all numbered as to their place and purpose. Now imagine some of the parts of that machine saying, "Well, what are we here for? What is this all about? What is the purpose of all this?" They take us out and bore holes in us and put us back again. They bore another hole, put us together in groups and try to make us work at something. Then they put us back again. They change our shape and recast us in another metal. Then they polish us. It has all been going on for so long, and not one of us knows what it is all about. It all seems foolish. And another big wheel might say, "I am beginning to see the purpose of this. They have tried me out, and at last I am beginning to see what it is all about." I seem to feel that we are all just extensions of each other, all made to manifest some one purpose. Some geniuses or mystics are now at that stage in our civilization where they know that all men are extensions of each other. Some go farther and actually know what it is all about. Eventually they put that machine all together and got it working. Each part was then aware that it was an essential part of the whole. Each knew that not one of those parts could be left out without impairing the whole. They knew that each of those many parts was a unit. For the first time they began to see their purposefulness and realized the necessity of expressing individual perfection in the fulfillment of their collective purpose. They then knew that all were one. Man must begin to see the unitary principle of man, knowing that there are not separate men or separate individuals, but that the whole man ideal is one. He must know that all mankind is connected with every other part of mankind, all geared together by the one omnipresent light of God, which centers all as one and motivates all as one. Until man knows that separation from God is impossible even for 1 second, he does not begin to have knowledge. In our search for God, there are so many things we do have to know in order to comprehend His law, and we cannot obey it until we do comprehend it. In 100 years there has been a vast physical transformation of all civilization through greater advancement given to us by the great scientific geniuses who have learned how to do things with matter and the forces of nature. But when you ask science the why of things, science flounders. Scientists say all we know is that the universe is light, just electric waves of light. We have only recently acquired that information. Only within the last 25 years have we become aware that the whole universe of matter, your body and mind, trees, suns, and planets, are just waves of light. Science has also said if we knew the secret of light, we would have a new civilization. We might even become aware of God through knowing that secret. There is the answer to our new civilization that is coming now, for we are going to know the secret of light, and we are going to be aware of the nature of God. Man has never been aware of the nature of God. In fact, it has often been declared that the human mind could never comprehend God. That statement has been based upon the assumption that the reason we could never comprehend God is that our senses could not detect God. It is true that we cannot see God, but we can know Him. And therein is the essence of all New Age thinking. The next 100 years will see as great a spiritual advance in the culture of our civilization as it has seen physically during the past 100 years. That which we cannot see, we can know. We can see the bodies of men, but we cannot see man, for the supreme being within man is invisible. He cannot be seen. He can only be known. For the same reason we cannot see God, but we can know Him, and we can know the nature of God by knowing His laws and creative processes. When we know the nature of God sufficiently to reflect His nature in us, we become God to the extent of our ability to reflect His nature in us. By knowing the secret of light, we will know the mystery of life and death.